Welcome everyone. This is Theresaconwayhayes in Meridian, Idaho, and I can be found on the web at www.stampinbookkeeper.com, and I am here in all my messy glory after a beautiful 4-hour motorcycle ride around the Treasure Valley area. And so I'm going to share some pictures of that with you first before we go ahead and get started, and I share my messy desk with you. So here we are. Hubby is standing by the bike waiting for me to come out and get seated. And so then we leave and we meet a bunch of folks to go on a ride. And this is us riding down the road. This is the Weiser area in Idaho. It was a great ride. It was a great day. I think I've got a little bit of a red nose. I have windblown hair and feeling healthy from being out in the fresh air. So now let's go ahead and get started on stamping. I came home to a box full of stuff, and so I've got it unpacked and a bunch of the wrappers off of it and that sort of thing. And so I thought I would go ahead and share with you some of the stuff that I bought. So this here is the this is not the macrame. This is the blued, okay, too much fresh air. The Bloom hybrid embossing folder. I bought the bundle, and the bundle included, let's see if I can find it. It included this embossing folder, Bloom dies, and the Art in Bloom photopolymer set. A photopolymer set are the clear stamps that you go ahead and you mount on the acrylic blocks, and then it's best if you use a piercing mat, and I don't have my piercing mat on my table right now because I had a workshop last night and I haven't put everything back to where it belongs yet. So this is the Art in Bloom, and look, this is a great value. There are all these stamps, and then there's the dies, and there are 9 dies in here. Let's go ahead and look at what they look like. I have a lot of my stuff already fixed up. If you watch my videos when I get new stuff, you'll know that I put the name of the die set on the back of the stamp case, and then I put the name of the die set on the front of the die folder and on the back of it, the die envelope. And then I also put the name on the embossing folder because I don't have a good enough memory to memorize all these products all the time. So this looks kind of interesting right here. Look at that. Oh, that looks like a ticket. Huh, that's going to be interesting. Then you've got some leaves, more leaves, more leaves, and then 3 flowers that you can punch out here, and 3 little flowers that you can punch out here, and then another label. Very good. Okay, so I already saw something that looked intriguing to me. I would like to take this stamp, and I'm going to take this stamp. This is just going to be a long video. So I've titled this video, Play With Me, Stampin' with Teresa, or Stamp With Me. And I decided that I was just going to start going through these things and I was just going to play. So I need a piece of white paper, white cardstock, this will do, and I need a stamp pad, And remember I said it's best to use a piercing mat. If you don't have your piercing mat handy, like I don't, it usually still works just fine. I'm going to do full strength on this side, and if I don't want full strength, then I'm going to do this. Oops, I'm crooked, but that's okay. I can cut it if I decide to really use this. Okay, so I can't remember what I saw. I wanted to use that stamp, and then, oh yeah, and then I wanted to use the long stamp in here, thanks for making me happy, and I'll use that full strength. I'm going to put my comments on just in case someone visits. I'm not really sure if commenting works on YouTube. I'm still relatively new to live streaming right to YouTube. I usually live stream to Facebook and then upload it to YouTube, but it's so much easier just to do it all right to YouTube. Can you say lazy? That's what I just said. All right, so I'm crooked because I had this thing over here, so I couldn't really see things the way I wanted to, but that's okay because I am just playing. And I'm not going to get picky about things. All right, now I want to take this die and I'm going to switch out my sandwich because I had a sandwich for the embossing folder. And I'm going to be off screen for just a second here because my embossing machine is over on the other side of my desk. Oh, this cut out really nice. I've been seeing that more and more lately with the dies, as I've been very happy with how the dies are cutting out. So that looks cool. Thanks for making me happy. I used the background stamp and then I cut it out with the label die. This is not a stitch die, but that's okay. It still looks pretty cool. Now, when I get a new die set, I also like to take a piece of cardstock and I like to stamp all the dies. But I'm not going to do that with this set because this set has a lot of dies. So I am going to go grab my chamois real quick because I do need to clean these dies. Okay, so I have a little cart on wheels that is out there with my stamp stuff that I was using for the workshop, and I haven't rolled it back in here yet. It was a great workshop. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ladies, including me, and we made 3 cards, and I might even have the cards we made in here, I'm not sure. Yeah, we made this card, whoops, we made this card, and then we made this card, and then we made this card. And everybody seemed to have a really good time. That's what I always hope for. So let's go ahead and get this put away. And I love the new way that the stamp sets are. So this stamp set has a lot of stamps in it, so it has places for images on both sides. So you just lay the images down, and then when you can open them, you can see easily what you have. All right, so that, I'm going to move that to the side. We've talked about that. We've talked about the bloom dies. In fact, we've even used one, and I don't think I put it away. You'd have to remember to do that. And then the embossing folder. Let's go ahead and look at what the embossing folder looks like. Trying to put this card base away. Let's grab a piece of cardstock that is Misty Moonlight, and we'll put this in the bloom hybrid. This, I believe, is going to be like the embossing folder that comes with the Friends Are Like Seashells. So I don't remember what the embossing folder is called. Anyways, it's cool because it lines up with the die. Okay, gotta move my sandwich around again. And I gotta adjust my sandwich even more. I need the blue plate. I think for the new embossing machine, the plate that is in place of the blue plate is called a, nope, that's not going to work either. I always forget my sandwiches from one time to the next. If I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. All right, let's see how pretty this is going to be. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Very, very nice. So then I think it would be fun to, I'm not going to get carried away, grab an old product to use new product. I was thinking about highlighting it with some white craft ink, but I'd never get through this video if I played that much. Okay, so now we're going to talk about this die set. This is called the Layering Diorama, and this comes by itself. It doesn't bundle with a stamp set. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different pieces that you can make a diorama with, or something that mimics that idea. 7 pieces. So that will be a lot of fun to play with. And then, like I said, what I do when I get these is I take my label maker . And then I make a label for them. and this is Diorama Layering Diorama. So it looks like we're going to always have layering shapes now. So we still have the layering squares, the layering circles, the layering ovals, but a lot of the punches are gone. I guess all of them are. There's no more circles. We do still have the double oval. So that's the plain oval and then the scalloped oval. So that carried over to the, oh, and usually I make 3 of these. So one for one side of the envelope and one for the other side, and then one for the stamp set. And the reason why I do that is so that if I'm stamping with the stamp set, I can turn it over and I can look to remember which die set coordinates with that. And I do it with this so that no matter how I put this away in my section, I will know what the die set is. And the reason why I put it on the other side, even though it's right there, is because it makes it easier for me to see it if I, goodness gracious, did I erase it? I did. Layering, I never erase it. Yeah. Layering, what was that? Diorama. I'm one of those weirdos that organizing is half the fun of stamping. Because I love to organize, and the reason why I love to organize is because when I'm organized, then I can find things, and then I can use them, and then I can be productive, and focus, and figure out what I want to do. All of those nice things. Okay, so I'm going to put that off to the side. Here we have watercolor shapes. The watercolor shapes are photopolymer, and these are going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and take one of these out. Let's start with a circle, a big circle. Just fits. So that just fits on the D block. I keep getting out of camera because I'm so messy. I have the camera over that way more. So let's go ahead and use Polished Pink, the new in color, one of the new in colors. And we're going to go full strength. This might stamp better with a piercing mat. And then we're going to go stamped off. So now I can go full strength with something like this. These are the cling stamps. So what you do is you take them out, you tear them out, take the backing off, then you find the sticker and you pull the covering off of the sticker, and then you figure out how this is supposed to go on the sticker. This one's pretty easy. Press it down, pull it up. Most of my blocks are gone too. I'll just use this. I'm going to stamp this in polished pink full strength. And stamp down in the center. Then I'm going to do a little bit more. Just because I wanted to see what that would look like. Okay, I'm done. So then later on I can take a circle. Well, actually I've got the punches, so I'm just going to grab the 2-inch punch. And the 2-inch punch isn't big enough, but still, I mean, you might want to use something like this for a sentiment. So you've got a hello here. Whoops. You've got a hello here. And you might just want to mount that on a block. And ink it up with some memento. And stamp hello. And then you've got a little bit of a label there. So we're going to go ahead and put these back away, because if I go through the whole set, we'll be here forever. So I'm looking for my chamois. I am very, very excited about what I'm about to share with you. Should have brought a drink with me. Being out in the sunshine all day. It's thirsty work. Okay, so let's put the rest of these away. Have to put things away or I can't think straight. Okay, now here is what I am super excited to share with you. Ta-da! First of all, this is the Thanks and Hello embossing folder. So this has one embossing folder that is the word thanks or thank you in different languages, and then another folder that has the word hello in different languages. So you've got bonjour, you can laugh at my accent, guten Tag, hello, good day, good. Kylie Bertucci says it much better. Hola, malo, aloha. Yeah, I'm not going to try and pronounce the other ones. Then there's thanks, which is Danke. I should be able to say that means I've got German in me, but that doesn't make any difference. Got the word thanks, thank you, merci. See if there's any others I can pronounce. I don't. Oh, I can pronounce the Spanish one if it's there. Oh, grazie is Italian. Where is... Oh, yep, there it is. Gracias. Yep. So that's a lot of fun. I won't pain you with any more of my accent. So that'll go under T for thanks in my embossing folders. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Oh, first, what did I do? Okay, we know I embossed it, but what's the rest of that? Ta-da! Pastels. So I took the Coastal Cabana pastel and I colored over it. And because pastels will smear in some cases, there's some techniques that they don't smear, but there are some techniques that they do. So I didn't have any, I forget what the word is, but I didn't have any like hairspray or what the other word is, stabilize. I don't think it's stabilizer. But anyways, that would set this chalk on here. So what I did was I got my Versamark pad a little dirty. So you can see Coastal Cabana on there. That's okay, that wasn't going to stop me. And I just dabbed with my Versamark. And then I took my clear embossing powder and I put clear embossing powder on there. And then I heat embossed it. So now I'm going to cut this down. And hopefully polished pink and Coastal Cabana are complementary colors because that's what I'm going to use. Means that's what I use for here because this is my hello. And this is my hello background. Now I'm going to have to cut that smaller, I'm sure. Let's grab a Coastal Cabana card base. And yeah, we're going to have to cut some more off. And I'm going to make this closer because these are going to be right on top. That didn't make sense. I was thinking and talking at the same time. So because these cuts are going to be right on top of the embossed words, I'm going to make these cuts as close as possible to the embossed words without cutting on top of them. So now I'm going to take this right to the edge. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and glue that down first. And I think I'll be generous with the glue because I'm a little worried it won't stick if I'm not. The tip that I have for getting my glue started when my glue is almost empty is, first of all, I do store it upside down, but I don't want to go all the way down. That still doesn't bring it all the way to the tip. So I pounce it so that'll bring that glue down, and it works most of the time. So I'm going to line that up to the very edge. Oops, that's crooked. Okay, that looks good. Let that dry for a minute, and I'm going to think about where this is. I think this will look cute. I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to get much more carried away than that. Here's some ribbon that is, I don't even know what it's from, but that would look really pretty on there. That's from my scrap box. So, okay, I'm going to trim this. I'm just sitting here thinking that I watch a lot of Australian-based shows. I mean, they're dramas that are in Australia, and I hear them saying, you know, good day. And I never imagined that it would be hard for me to pronounce that, but it is. And I'm just sitting here thinking how funny that is. I could say G-Day. That's what it looks like, is G-Day. So today is Saturday, May 15th, and it is 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And it's a beautiful Saturday. Like I said earlier, just got back from a motorcycle ride. We're thinking about going on another one tomorrow. Usually go for a nice long ride, and ooh, I just came up with an idea. I don't want to get real fancy, but I do want a little bit more. So I'm going to take my gel pen, my white gel pen, and I'm just going to put some cute little dots on here. There. Okay, so then I was going to put this ribbon on. So I'll grab some glue dots. And I take your pick tool. Just open up a new roll. Oh, this isn't the new roll I opened up. I was excited because the other new roll was the old glue dots that are on the other side. So these new ones are on what I would call the outside of the tape, and the old ones were on the inside of the tape. It's not the right way to describe it, but anyways, I don't like the way they are now. Okay, we've got that secured tight on the card with the glue dots. Oh, that's crooked. Okay, here's my chopper. There, now I'm happy. So now we need a piece of white on the inside of there. Coastal Cabana is a very light color, and I could get away with not putting it in there, but I'm going to go ahead and put one in there. My lady friends had a great time learning about adhesives and how the stamps work, and oh goodness, just a bunch of different stuff. What dyes are, a lot of basics, and it was just a lot of fun. We didn't do any heat embossing yet. Didn't want to get too carried away. So anyways, that looks kind of cute. And that is my simple stamping for today. I don't think it could really classify as simple stamping because we did the heat embossing, but it was a pretty easy card. Okay, so again, very super excited about the pastels. They're going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing a lot of different things with them. We can use things like the new Plenty of Patterns decorative mask. And this is what they look like. So let's get a background. That's really cool, like medallions or something. And then we've got this. This is really cool. I really like this one. And then a bunch of geometric shapes. So it would be a lot to do something like that, but you would lay this down, and then you would take your chalk marker, and I've been seeing a lot of people use this side of it, but I think it works better like this. And so what I'm doing, I mean, because there's, there we go, that's working. You just have to experiment with these. Some people are shaving them and getting chalk dust, which I'm kind of doing that too. So I'm going to get chalk dust in each one of these areas. Trying not to move the mask. Okay, whoops, I did move it, but that's okay. So now watch this. I got myself an aqua painter. I don't know if it has water or if it has alcohol in it. Water. So now I'm going to paint with that chalk. This is when you don't have to use hairspray or a sedative. That's not the word. Fixative, no. So as you can see, I'm going to need some more water. I get enough chalk on my brush that I can even go into a one like this and color it that way. Can you all hear the kids playing outside? That's the backyard of the neighbor's house, and she's a grandma. She has a bunch of grandkids come over all the time. Okay, that'll do. So now, that's how I did that. A person could mask that down and make it tighter. Let's see, I'm going to grab a paper towel here and clean this off. Once the water gets down below a certain point in these aqua painters, it's more difficult to squeeze the water out. Still can, but you have to think about what you're doing. Okay, there's that. I'm not going to use that pastel anymore. And I'm going to try and set that with a spritzer. And let's see, I'm going to do that with frost white. I don't remember which inks, frost inks, whatever they're called, that we have still in the new catalog, but I have all of them, and I will continue to use all of them. I love all of them. So Stampin' Up, you can just bring any that you've retired back out in the new Christmas or mini catalog, whatever it's going to be called. I haven't been consecutive enough with the mini catalog for me to be confident that it's going to be called mini catalog again. So there's that. I'll be okay with whatever it's called whenever I find out. So what's nice about this is that I think it's going to set it with the alcohol, and it's also going to make it shimmery. Now, this little piece is not big enough to be a background. It could be like a strip, like kind of like washing tape. But what I was thinking I would do with it what I was thinking that I would do with it is that I would cut some die cuts out of it. So, let's see. This needs to be washed off. So this is going to go over here. And then these can go back in their envelope. And we'll see what die cuts we can find. Ooh, I just had another idea. Hang on, I don't know that I'm going to do a die cut. I think I'm going to do something else. Okay, these are called Expressions in Ink Ephemera. E-P-H-E-M-E-R-A. Mura. Ephemera. I have no idea. We could be here all day while I try to think how to pronounce that. This is a package that comes in the suite for it comes in the Expressions in Ink suite. So this little package here is this Expressions in Ink Ephemera pack, and with it is our sequins. So you've got these beautiful little sequins that, all depending on how you turn them, they look like they're different colors. Like on this side, I see pink, and sometimes I see yellow. Yeah, it's really cool. So then you've got these sheets that are separated by little tissue paper. And so you've got some leaves, and on one side they're gold, and on the other side they're white. So these are leaves and little sprigs of something. But what's really cool about these is these are several different pieces. So let's take the whole thing out, and you could have, excuse me, you could have two pieces together, or you could pull these apart. And you could keep pulling them apart. Okay, so now these pieces are connected together. So now what I was thinking is I could mount this over this and have this be a background. But that's a little too delicate. What else do we have? Well, we could use this piece. That's less delicate. We could take this sprig out, and we could use this piece. Okay, so I'm not ready to make a decision on that. Just some ideas. So I did right away put these into a stamp case, and I don't think I'm going to throw any of this away to start off with. Probably will soon, because I mean there's lots more of these sheets in here. Does it say how many sheets are in here? One kit. It doesn't. It just says one kit. So anyways, I'm going to keep these in this half stamp case, and I've got it labeled Expressions in Ink Ephemera. Now here's a cool story about this, is that the last stamp order that I got, I bought some stamp sets, and when I got them, the case was broken. So this is the case, and it was broken. And so I contacted Stampinup and said, hey, I got a couple cases that are broken. Normally I wouldn't care, but I do take my stamps camping with me a lot, and that involves a lot of dust and dirt, and I just don't think that these cases will protect my stamp sets. So I asked if they could just replace the case. I'm like, the stamps are fine. There's nothing wrong with that. One of the papers, the label type thing here, was cut. And I said, but that's okay. I can live with that. I just want the case to be totally enclosed to protect my stamps. And so they sent me 2 new stamp cases. And I've got to tell you that I'm pretty sure that Stampin' Up! Is using a little bit different of a stamp case now. I've just noticed a couple different things about them. I may be wrong. Eventually I'm going to find one of my old stamp cases and compare them very closely. But they may end up having to do something about these. Now, none of the new, this order I just got in, none of these are damaged. They all look good. So that just might have been an oops. But I thought it was interesting that there was 2 cases that were broke in that order. Okay, so I don't think we talked about the macrame, but we're going on an hour and I'm getting really thirsty. So we'll go ahead and put that away. We're going to put these away and get my scratch paper out of the way. What's another thing? Oh, these sequins are going to stay in this case for now. I may change my mind. But from now, they're all going to stay together. Can't wait to cut up my new paper. We're not going to talk about that. It's peeking out here. You've been able to see it as it peeks out there. So, I'm not sure where I'm going to keep my pastels. Maybe on top of my dauber case. That might be a good place for it. Everything has to have a place. Okay. So now we have, oh, my paper is curling. I'm going to put something heavy on top. Crash bang. Okay, that takes care of that. Now we have, I don't usually buy just dies, but I'm doing that a lot this catalog. One reason is because there's a lot of dies that come only as dies, and this is one of them. It's called the Iconic dies. They're so cute. Do you like mushrooms? Look at those mushrooms. And you got a fern, and you've got a bird, and you've got a bee, and floral, and a tree limb, and more floral, and leaves. Yeah, this is very cute. This would be a good one to use the pastels with. Everything's going to be good to use the pastels with, though, you're going to find out. I've heard people say already that they're going to buy 2 sets. They're only like $9 a set. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to succumb to that as well, because they're going to be a lot of fun to use for parties. And when I have extra stuff that is just for parties, it makes me less nervous. So if I were to use this camping or at a workshop, and I would worry about them getting messed up. And it's just because I treat my stuff differently than some people may treat my stuff. And that's okay. But when it goes back on my desk, I want it to look the way that I treat it. So, but I want to have workshops and I want to share my stuff. So it's either I buy extra or I just don't worry about it. Now here's another one that is just the die. And this is a background die. So a lot of background dies now. And this, ooh, does not need to be on here. The tape is very, very forceful. And so, actually I saw somebody else take their die out and it did the same thing to them. Be patient. Go slow, Teresa. Ta-da! Get out of here. Okay, so let's grab a background. Let's use yellow. Oh, kind of think I want green. What is that? Macaron? That's the only problem with pre-cutting my cardstock, is sometimes I get confused about what color it is. like, you know, is this bumblebee or is this crushed curry? So this one, like, I know that specific point. I'm pretty sure that this is Blushing Bride. The in colors, I know them. I'm real confident. Coastal Cabana, always know that one. But it's still worth it to pre-cut your cardstock. It just makes things go very fast. Okay, so I am going to emboss with this die cut. And that's interesting. So, oh, I didn't put my metallic. I always use my magnet platform. And then 2 plates. I just used my Big Shot platform. And that didn't work at all. Kind of tight. There it is. It's lovely. Look at that. I would always want to use that side. Okay, we're done with that one. That's going to get a lot of use. Now they could have made an embossing folder for that, but it wouldn't have cut in that stitching that way. So glad they made a die for that. All right, what do we got left? Let's just do the singles. Brew Some Fun. So this looks fun. It's got a coffee cup, and I'm pretty much a sucker for any coffee cup type stamp set. I think I'm 100 for 100 buying those, 10 for 10, whatever. This is Bamboo Beauty. I love this kind of stuff too. So this is going to be really fun with, where'd it go? The Watercolor Shapes, this one, and stamping these images on top of the Watercolor Shapes. That's going to be a lot of fun. And so this is the last bundle. Pansy Patch. I did not get the suite for this one. I didn't get the DSP, but I wished I would have, because these dies will cut out some of the pansies from the DSP, but I'm just going to have to be okay with that. But I love when stuff has a mixture of regular font with cursive font. I do a lot of digital planning, and I really enjoy doing that with my digital planning as well. So these are photopolymer. There's a lot of stamps in here. There are a lot. Did I say a lot? There are a lot of dies. And this one I'm going to have to make a little cheat sheet for. Okay, so I've seen sets with more dies, but this is quite a bit. So you use this die with that die, and then I've heard people call these beards, so I'm going to call these beards because that is an apt description. And I've heard people call these noses. So there's 3 centers. that can be used. And so you use 1 center per flower typically. So this goes with this, and let me think. I think all of these. Oh yeah. So this goes with this, and then this edges this. And then you've got this this doesn't really edge it, it puts detail onto it. And same thing here. This puts detail onto this one. And let's see. This edges this one. And then this is the bud for this stem. And I think this goes with that. So there's some figuring out to do yet. I thought there was 2 beards. I only see 1 beard. But in the stamp set, there are 2 beards. There's a little beard, and then there's a medium beard, and then there's a Papa Bear beard, a Mama Bear beard, and a Baby Bear beard. Okay, so that's the last bundle. Now we'll finish this up with the paper. So this paper is Ombre specialty paper. Wow. It's like glitter paper that is smooth. And it's like, I want to say cloth. There was another paper that was like this. I think it was this one. No, it's not really like this paper. This cloth backing almost makes me think that it would be an adhesive backing, but oh yeah, glitter paper does come with a backing like this. And I remember when I first started using glitter paper that the demonstration was to pull this extra backing off and then put adhesive backing on it with our adhesive sheets. And that allows it to run through the Big Shot easier. Now, the new Big Shot machines might be better, but I think it's actually the dies that are better. And they cut through thicker pieces of paper now. So let me put that somewhere where I don't forget the name of it. This is Shimmer Vellum. Or if you're watching one of Kylie Bertucci's videos, yes, I watch a lot of her videos. It's Vellum. So this would be, what's the name? Shimmer Vellum. That's really cool too. Oh, I got 2 sheets. I was like, huh. So still very cool because the way it's made, it might tend to hide adhesive more in the back. You'd have to see a sheet of it to really know what I'm talking about. But the shimmer is just beautiful. It's not real smooth, but it's pretty smooth. So you've got soft succulent, polished pink, and evening evergreen. And oh yeah, you've got all of them. You've got the fresh freesia and the pale papaya. Okay, so there's that. One more and then we're gonna go. So this is the, how do you say that? Resistance. Oh yeah, don't ask me to, I can't even speak English half the time, let alone try to. use an accent. Okay, so I'm sure you have seen this paper before because it's a hot item and a lot of people have been showing it. It's got this beautiful gold gilding, and then it's got this beautiful watercolor on the back. Watercolor with gold, and then just some pretty flowers. I'm going to use that right away. Pink with gold, watercolor on the back, polished pink and pale papaya, plus some darker colors, Pear Pizzazz and Coastal Cabana with some Bermuda Bay and some Pool Party probably. This would look really pretty with that peach sweet. This is beautiful. All these are really beautiful. Now, I was watching one demonstrator that really loved this because she loves stripes. I probably will use more of the other side, but we'll see. Okay, so that is the last of it. I'm gonna call it a wrap for now, and thank you for taking time to share my products with you, and I will see you again